Hi, it's Minik from earlylearningmom.com. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about a interesting blog that I read a couple days ago. It's titled Why I Plan to Spoil My Daughter This Christmas, and it's written by Sarah from The Sunshine Whisperer. Very good blog, go check it out. But she wrote this more of a controversial title, kind of eye-grabbing, because nowadays people seem to think we should teach our children to be minimalists, be grateful for what you got, and give them, Christmas. They shouldn't get spoiled at Christmas because you're going to raise rotten apples. And I'm not sure I believe that. And I think Sarah hit a lot of good points in her blog, where she talks a lot about her upbringing, and how the way her parents raised her made her want to be a giver. And it made me think back to my childhood, and I've talked about this in other vlogs. Basically, my parents always pulled Christmas off. The tree, we'd wake up in the morning, my brother and I, and our tree was just cram-packed full of presents. And we were a single income family, so we didn't get things throughout the year very often. We got things, but we didn't get what we wanted when we wanted it. We had to put it on our Christmas list. And my parents were really good about buying things on sale, buying things on clearance. Sometimes they'd even buy us presents that we didn't know we wanted. They would go shopping we're up here in Canada, prices can be a little higher on some things, so they would go for day trips to the States, go to Grand Forks, Fargo, and they'd buy toys out there we didn't even know we wanted until we had it. And they just knew what to buy us. Did that make me an entitled, spoiled brat? No, I think it actually did the opposite. I love to give. I love to make people feel like I felt on Christmas morning. It used to be to the point that I would overdo it on people's birthday parties. I've scaled back a little bit, but I would go to a friend's birthday and buy their kids crazy gifts. And now I've backed up just to be a little bit more conservative, but I love buying. I love buying things for kids. I love making things. I want them to be happy. And I think if you teach kids the joy of giving, and you don't have it that I want this and I want it now, I think that's what creates entitlement. I've always splurged on my kids, except last year we had purchased our house, and as you guys know, down payments, lawyers' fees, all of that jazz, and the cost of moving, buying new appliances, it made us a little bit more strapped. So I did have to put a budget down, and we did $50 per kid. And it was a smaller Christmas. It bothered me, though, more than it bothered the kids. The kids were happy. They got, a few gifts. They were grateful. They were happy. And it bothered me more. So because I wanted to give. I wanted to give them everything they had asked for, or at least a good chunk of it. So no, I don't think spoiling your kids one day a year is going to ruin them and make them little entitled brats. I want to read something that Sarah posted. This was near the bottom of her blog, and it makes perfect sense. So this is quoting exactly. As parents, if my husband and I fail to teach Sweet Pea how to be gracious, generous, hardworking, service-orientated, and loving throughout the year, then forcing a minimalist Christmas will not be enough to correct her unwanted attitudes. Conversely, if we are faithful to instill the foundation of moral character in our daughter, spoiling her one day a year will not jeopardize that foundation. How can you put that any better? If your kids are grateful children, you've taught them to be thankful. You've taught them manners, to know if Aunt Betty buys them a really ugly Christmas sweater, You put on a big smile, you say thank you, you love it, you make Aunt Betty feel great about giving to you. If you've instilled these things in your kids, having fun and spoiling them at Christmas will not damage them. However, if you haven't instilled these and you think one day a year, by only getting them a set amount of gifts, or we only do 3 gifts at Christmas because we don't want to spoil Jimmy. If Jimmy is already an entitled spoiled brat that throws a fit at the counter at the checkout, and you're buying him whatever he wants to quiet him down, having a minimalist Christmas is not going to save him. It's not. So don't worry. And this all being said, if you don't want to spoil your kids at Christmas, it does not mean you're a bad parent at all. It means that is what your traditions are. Maybe those were your traditions. Maybe you don't want that much stuff around the house. Maybe there's no money to do that right now. That's okay too. This is about doing what you want to do for your family on Christmas and not feeling like you have to hide that, oh, I bought like my kids $500 worth of presents for Christmas. I'm not saying, I don't know how much I bought, but let's just say I bought my kids $500 worth of Christmas presents, and I'm not going to tell anybody how much I spent because they're going to think, oh, what is she doing? You should just let people do what they want to do for Christmas. So if you want to spoil your child one day a year, go right ahead. If you want a minimalist Christmas, go right ahead. But don't worry, either way. But I think you should really listen to the quote that Sarah said, that if you're counting on Christmas to correct ungrateful attitudes, it's not going to work. But if you are worried that spoiling your child once a year is going to damage all the work you've done all year, don't worry about it. Have fun and enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Thank you for checking me out. Be sure to subscribe, like. I'm also going to put a link in the description to link you to Sarah's blog page. I think you should totally go read it. She goes into a lot more detail than I did today, and she has an excellent writing style, so I think you'll really enjoy her. So thanks for watching, and have a great holiday, guys.